bass keeps running, running, and 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 running.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Unrooted Cross Country Edition, and my guest for this week's show is none other than junior runner here on the cross country team at Menlo College, Noble Boutin. Noble, thanks so much for joining me on the show.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Let's start by talking a little bit about you. Now, this is the third year for you here at Menlo College, and this is the third different hairstyle we have seen on your head. You went long last year, and I remember you saying that you were potentially going to donate the hair. Did you wind up doing that?
Short answer is no. Ended up cutting it a little too soon because I kind of cleaned it up. It was getting kind of long for me. Ended up cleaning it up, and it never got to the point where it was long enough to actually donate. Feel bad about it, but you know what? It was time to take like a LinkedIn picture. So
yeah,
time to get professional. Internships coming up. So so we just cut it all off. And it's feeling good. It might make a comeback pretty soon here. Maybe not as long as it was, but a little something different.
Long enough to get to the man bun?
Maybe not to the man bun. I don't know. I had lovers and haters on it, but I enjoyed it most of the time. But you know what? It might come back. It may not. I'm not putting anything.
I don't know if you want to hear what my opinion was on the man bun.
Let's hear it.
I don't like man buns.
Yeah.
I like you. I don't like man buns.
Yeah. I feel that.
It's a little weird. Like, I like seeing you, clean cut a little bit. It's kind of like a throwback to freshman year Noble, right?
Yeah. It's funny. People, when I'm walking around campus, as of last week, people are still looking at me and they're like, "Hey, it's you! I didn't know you were going here." It's pretty funny. And then I thought you left, but
yeah.
And they kind of get a good look because I've been wearing a hat still. But then I take the hat off and they should see the hair. And they're like, "Oh my God, it's Noble."
Oh my gosh, is he bald now? No, don't worry. No, I just got a little clean cut now. That's all.
Just had to take a little off the top, So
now, last week, head coach David Crines told me that you are the most addicted runner on the team to the internet, but it's a good addiction, he said.
Yeah.
So how do you use it to better yourself and educate yourself? That's how he described it.
Yeah, I think actually we had a fun little conversation about that after that went live. But I think he was talking about it in in respect to running. I think student of the sport, kind of the word he said. And I'm pretty into it. I'm always watching. They have stuff called there's a channel called Flow Track, and they pretty much do all things running. I'm pretty into it, but I also get caught up kind of scrolling through Instagram now and then too. I actually am pretty into paper though, book and paper and stuff. I'm actually pretty into that. But as far as social media goes, I'm thinking Instagram and YouTube. I use that a lot, just for recreational purposes and wasting time, but it may not all be wasting time because I think I learn some good stuff every now and then too. So.
Do you ever run out of things to watch on YouTube?
No, because I think the content keeps rolling. People keep uploading content, and I'll watch a bunch of stuff, anything from running stuff to cooking videos to name it, just whatever. I'll just watch it. It's cool. But mostly running and fitness stuff, I'd say. But the content's endless on YouTube, so. Just keep it rolling.
So let's talk a little about the team now, Noble. 2 meets in for the Oaks, and so far the results have been very impressive through those first 2. What is allowing you guys to run with more success early on this year than you have been in years past?
So I think the top of that list would be being able to stay healthy. I think in the past years we've been pretty beat up at this point in the year, and there's been a special focus on keeping all of us healthy. Maybe not fresh, because the training we've been doing is definitely pretty hard, pretty tiring and fatiguing. But we've been healthy, and aside from a couple of little setbacks here and there, we've been able to keep it very consistent, keep the training consistent, and we've been able to show up to meets, and we've been able to run, and. I think a lot of that has to do with the athletic trainers in the weight room, keeping us strong, keeping us healthy, and then also the training too. I think I've been really into what coach has been throwing at us, and I think everybody's responding pretty well to it. So I think we were talking earlier, about if coaching was like cooking. Coach Crines would have kind of the ingredients and the recipe to throw together
Yeah.
and make something good happen. So really appreciate what he's doing, what everybody supporting us is doing. So
Now, Danielle Murrieta on the women's side has finished 13th in both of the races that she has ran in so far. What has allowed her to be so not only good and fast, but also consistent in her first year at Menlo?
yeah, she's a stud. Tell you the truth, I don't really know. I mean, she takes care of her business. You know, she shows up, she does the work. She was fit before she came here. You know, great pickup on the recruiting side. And she's always calm demeanor, but she's always, you can tell she competes at the meets and she wants to do really well, wants to push herself. So really fun to watch her out there race. So inspiring as well. So yeah, have a really good time with that.
Now, when I'm on the track some mornings running my laps, and not quite what you guys will go through, but I've seen some of the guys running around on the football field on the interior inside the fence, getting some work in. How do you guys train when there isn't really a true course on campus that you're able to run on?
Yeah, so a lot of what we do is what we call like easy or maintenance mileage, and that can pretty much happen wherever. So we'll just go out in the streets of Atherton, Palo Alto, a little bit of Redwood City, and just kind of get some miles in. You know, it's like, oh, easy 8 miles here, easy 10 miles there, whatever, 6 miles. You know, depending on what we're doing and what the mileage we're doing for the week is. And then we do some track work every now and then, get a little speed, get a little turnover going, and then we also go to for something longer, a little more hill stuff. We'll go to Bedwell, a couple miles across Marsh Road. So there's a lot of different stuff. We try to keep it different, try to keep it fun, interesting. So we have a lot of fun with that. Yeah.
The practice will get put to the test this weekend. The Oaks going for back-to-back weekends here as you're going down to Santa Clarita, for the Masters University invite. You've been there twice before. What are some of the features of this course, and how do you see it playing out for the Oaks?
All right, so I actually quite like this course. Pretty fun to be on. Really hard packed dirt, pretty fast for most of it. There's one kind of steady incline that goes for a while, but then you pretty much make all that time going on the downhill afterwards. And at this point in the season, we're pretty well calloused to where our quads aren't just beat up at the end of a downhill. So we're able to keep that rolling into the flat stuff. There's no slipping or anything, which is something you get with a cross-country course a lot. There's usually like some mud or grass that's slippery or something. Not the case here. And there's a lot of great competition there. They run kind of 3 meets in the same race. So there's like a D2 meet going on, an NAIA meet going on, and then kind of a smaller school division meet going on in the same race. So you're racing right next. I mean, UCLA was there last year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're D1 of course, but like we had a great time just seeing everybody out there, and it's a conference preview too. We're racing GSAC there, so pretty excited to see what everybody else can do, and excited to see what we can do ourselves. Yeah, I think all the guys are primed, trained. We're tapering a little bit this week, so I think we all feel good mentally, physically, and we're ready to go down there and show what's up. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, Noble, let's get into the final segment of the show. It's called Brownie Bites. I'm going to ask you 3 off-the-wall questions. You give me your best answers.
Let's do it.
Question number 1, which teammate would look the best if he or she were bald?
So, let's think about this one. I want to say Coach, but no, because he looks great with that silver hair. I'm gonna go with Connor Dimitri, just because I've seen him with really short hair, and I kind of dig that. And we also got a guy named Benji. I'm gonna just throw a couple guys out here, plug him. Benji, he's already pretty much bald.
Benji's close to it.
Yeah, he's pretty close to it. So I'm gonna say he looks pretty good like that, especially if he had a little stash going on or something.
Oh man.
And then Connor, yeah, because he's been pretty close to that too. So. I almost think he'd look better with a bald than the buzz look. I like it kind of longer though on him too. So, yeah, that's Benji and Connor, I'd say. Yeah.
All right. Question number 2: which teammate is most likely to go off the grid one day?
No doubt, Benji. Benji's gonna be gone someday. He's gonna slide out of here and just. We're never gonna see him again, probably. I'm kind of joking, but you know he's. No, but he sometimes he'll just go off the grid here. You know, he'll just be like, "Hey, where's Benji?" I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, you know.
Try to text him. No response.
Nope.
Call him. Doesn't answer.
Nope. Shows up to practice and you're like, he's alive.
He shows up to practice. He does his running. He kicks everybody's butt, and then he's gone again for a day.
Goes off into the wind, you know.
I'm going to have to ask him what he does in his spare time.
He might have to, yeah.
I know he's trying to work here for us at Menlo Athletics. That'd be pretty fun, Benji. We're looking forward to it, to having you on staff.
Then we might know where he is for a bit.
And then we'll have to know where he is because we got to schedule him for games. So
Exactly.
we're going to have to know at that point.
Yeah.
And the question number 3, which teammate of yours might be the best hopscotcher?
That's a great question. I'm gonna give that one to let's give that one to Sam Gomez. I think she's I don't know. I think she's do that. She's pretty nimble. You know, she's pretty. She could hit hopscotch pretty well. I think.
Okay.
Maybe that and I'm giving them to 2 people, I guess, most of the time. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to that and then Connor Oldham. Yeah, he plays a little soccer, so he's got some good footwork, I think.
Okay.
So yeah.
When was the last time you even hopscotched? Do you even remember?
No, I don't remember. I think it was maybe like 4th grade, something like that. You know, that was like pushing it too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I just kind of hopped on the thing. You
Yeah.
know, nothing crazy.
You're just doing it for fun at that point. You're not actually, you're like, make sure no one's around.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to see me do this. Jump, jump, jump.
I kind of cut my competitive career about 2nd grade, so yeah.
Were you ever a champion?
Never a champion. That's why I quit my competitive career. It wasn't very competitive.
Yeah.
So.
And that's why you're running cross country at Menlo College
And
now,
that's
right?
why we're here right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Noble, thanks for joining me on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, folks. The cross-country team heading down to Southern California this weekend on the back end of a back-to-back for them. They're going to Santa Clarita for the Masters University Invitational, the cross-country invite that is set to take place on Saturday, which is a busy weekend for Menlo College down in the Southern California area, with soccer and volleyball also down there in Santa Barbara. We invite you to tune into next week's episode of Unrooted Cross Country Edition when Noble Boutin will select the next interviewee by me, Brian Brownfield, right here on the show. Until then, we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.